It's live with Regis and Kelly. Today, from the Three Musketeers, Orlando Bloom. And star of the new series Once Upon a Time, Ginnifer Goodwin. And it's big, really big. Get ready for the world's largest pumpkin. Plus, singing superstar Josh Groban takes a seat at the co-host desk. All next on Live. Now, here are Kelly Ripa and Josh Groban.
Good morning, everybody. It's Friday, October 21st, 2011. Filling in today for Regis is Josh Groban.
That is so nice of you.
You're very popular.
Hi, Mr. and Mrs. America.
I've been watching your followers warn me on Twitter how tired you might be because you've been traveling the world.
When I heard you say I'm watching your followers, that could mean so many different things. I was just like, that's creepy.
Right.
No, it's true. I just flew in from Dublin last night.
Oh my gosh.
I had a final, and my liver is exhausted. And we had a final European concert. We had 20 dates around Europe, and we finished in Dublin, which was so much fun because it's such a cool town.
Yeah.
And we had a really fun night after the show. And it was one of those mornings yesterday, getting out of bed to get on the airplane was, because when you have a fun night like that, you go to sleep and, the room is just getting the room's starting to do this a little bit, and you just kind of lay down to go to sleep and you think, I am exhausted, I'm just going to sleep this off. It didn't even feel like I closed my eyes for 1 second when, Josh, you have to get up now, it's time to go to the airplane.
Oh, no.
And I almost didn't make it, but we got back.
You're a rock star, though, so don't you have handlers that carry you?
I'm going to loosen my tie.
They wipe your face clean of whatever,
yes.
And there you go.
Yes, I have a very large man who puts me over his shoulders.
Yeah, yeah.
And,
right. That's how I want to picture it.
That's all he does. He's like, come on, little Joshy, up we go.
Yeah.
And no, I don't make a habit of getting that
because it's bad for the voice, right?
Because it's bad for the voice, and it's just bad for the whole body. Yeah. It's just bad. Yeah, it's just
it's
not fun.
Bad for the whole look.
It's bad for the whole thing, baby. Yeah.
I have to say, I like this side of you. I don't think I've ever seen you in a tie and jacket.
I don't even wear a tie on stage. I don't even wear a tie when I sing. But I wanted to. I wanted to. I don't know. I felt like I wanted to. You always look so lovely, and I've always felt kind of underdressed and.
You look lovely.
I wanted to look nice for you guys. So
oh well, you've done it. You've done it.
Underneath the desk is just gym shorts, but.
I'm so excited. I'm so excited, and I've been beside myself for a couple of days now in anticipation of the world's largest pumpkin.
Oh man.
Do you?
It's the Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown.
Yeah, I mean, do you get into pumpkins at all? Because
I do.
I really do. I think it's because I'm an October baby. I love a pumpkin. I love a jack-o'-lantern.
Yeah.
I love toasting pumpkin seeds. I love pumpkin pie.
It's great, and I have kind of two phases of my enjoyment of Halloween. I have the kind of childhood phase, in which case nothing but great memories. We went to the pumpkin patch.
Right.
I was dressed as a cowboy. It was amazing. And then there's the kind of the after childhood, awkward middle school, high school era of Halloween, where I just don't want to ever think about it ever again because I always picked the wrong costume, and it was always a nightmare. But the pumpkin thing represents to me that fun time of kind of picking out, convincing your dad, oh please try and lift that in the wheelbarrow.
Right. We need a 900-pound
we need the big
pumpkin.
one. Yeah.
Right.
So no, when I found out that's going to be here, I'm going to be starstruck.
Oh my! Wait till you meet. Wait till you meet. I met the pumpkin.
Did you?
I met it yesterday.
Excuse me.
I found out that it was going to be here at a certain time because Gelman likes to surprise us. He doesn't want us interacting with the pumpkin at all beforehand. But I found out what time it was arriving, and I stuck.
No way.
No, I stuck around, and sure enough,
my car couldn't pull in because the pumpkin was there. By the way, the security guy says like, sorry, pumpkin's in here. The pumpkin's in here. You can't. I'm like, oh, all right.
They were taking it off the flatbed truck last night, and I was so busy taking pictures for Twitter that I was almost run over by a forklift. forklift. I didn't even care. I was like, I'll go happy, I will.
Is that how they do it with a forklift?
When it's a pumpkin this magnitude.
I was gonna say, I was imagining like the guy who carries me to the airport, like a bunch of guys with like a big kind of wool sack or something, just lifting
this requires intervention of a mechanical kind.
Machinery.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I always have a picture of Joaquin taken with the world's largest pumpkin. And
you always do.
Yeah, always.
This is a tradition.
No, it's like, you know how people have their children's photos with Santa Claus or the Easter Bunny. I'm like, get next to the pumpkin.
Yeah.
Get next to the pumpkin. It's the Christmas card. Everybody together.
I personally can't wait that me standing next to the pumpkin here today will be documented on TV because I'm very thrilled for that.
Yeah.
It's great.
I was we were backstage reminiscing. The last time Josh was here, we had a man on the show by the name of Science Bob.
That's
Do you
right.
remember Science Bob?
Yeah.
And
you almost got me blowed up.
well, it was, we sort of said, we don't rehearse. Obviously, we don't rehearse the show. So we sort of said, what's going to happen when we pour this liquid nitrogen into this bottle of whatever it is?
Yes, I have good memories of this show, and then again, I've got memories of this show that just haunt my nightmares. Yeah.
So he says, well, hopefully we'll make a cloud. So I'm picturing, you make a cloud, it's like a wispy cloud that sort of, I'm picturing like Harry Potter, like shh, like that, right?
Yeah.
Josh and I pour in this liquid nitrogen, and suddenly an explosion happens, and everything goes dark, and I think, okay, so I'm dead.
I thought I had lost my vision.
And I've killed a national treasure.
Science Bob.
You're right. Science Bob, though, he was like out of the explosion zone. You noticed he like hid behind
when
Gelman.
he took 5 steps back, that was my clue that we were the guinea pigs. But no, it was all I could see was just a sheet of white in front of my eyes, and I thought that I had lost my vision, and it was just a cloud. We could have ducked out of here, and people would have thought we'd disappeared.
I thought that we had lost more than your vision.
Well,
I thought we had lost our lives, and I was like, it's so weird that even. Oh, there it is.
There it is.
There it is.
There we go.
Do you see that?
There
that exploded into our faces.
I don't know if you could hear it, but it was loud.
We should play it. Do we have it? Yeah, we're so happy.
Yeah. We're like,
are we alive? We made it.
I'm born again.
We have it with sound because you really had to hear the sound. It explodes. It goes.
Yeah, it was really So there it is. And the gas.
Yeah.
The crowd.
That's the moment where we realize that we're still alive.
Man.
Slow motion.
Slow motion. And
boom.
Oh, right in the face.
So you see, even in slow motion, it's fast,
It was cold.
Yeah.
It was cold and misty, and the audience did react like when something horrible happens on live TV.
I was like, oh my God, we're dead. Even the audience knows
Even the audience knows we're dead.
Oh no.
Well, it was fun. The pumpkin will be much less dangerous.
Yes,
I think.
definitely much less.
We hope.
I hope so too. Yeah. We should get to lots of big news today.
Crazy covers.
I don't want to show the covers of the newspapers because I think they're very too much for people having coffee, too much for the kids. But of course, Muammar Gaddafi was captured and then killed brutally in the streets of his hometown. Turns out he was hiding in his hometown, and I was speaking to somebody who does news reporting a couple of weeks ago, and I said, where do you think Gaddafi is? Where could he be? And he said, I think he's probably hiding near his hometown.
I was going to say, we always wonder when you've got somebody that is so recognizable and hunted by so many people, where could somebody like that possibly hide? And oftentimes it's just right under people's noses. So I don't know where. I mean, you said he was near his hometown, but was he in his home? Was he?
He was in a tunnel, in a sewage tunnel.
Wow.
I mean, you can't make this up. He was in a sewage
Talk
tunnel.
About a fall from grace.
You think of the amount of death and destruction that has come at his hands, and to be pulled out of a sewage tunnel is just like some sort of weird.
Well, like you said, it's very gruesome, and he is now gone. But hopefully, it will result in some peace for that country. And
my mother-in-law was born and spent her many years there until she was like 8 or 9 years old, and so she feels like she'll finally be able to maybe one day go home again.
I was going to say, maybe it'll turn into a place that people can visit, and you know, that's very interesting. Yeah, we also have this NBA.
Oh
thing.
yes.
Have you guys seen the Post? The Post
lockout,
always
right?
has.
Right.
That's Stern. Apparently, he had the flu the other day, negotiating, which is actually true. He did try to negotiate from his home the other day, and things have just kind of gone to hell in a handbasket. So, yeah, so that's still a lockout on all that. So we may not get. I know for all the NBA fans, I'm not a huge NBA follower. I mean, I grew up in Los Angeles, so we had kind of the Laker kind of the thing. But having since moved to New York, it's great to go to the Garden and see Knicks games and all that.
Oh,
but,
do you go very often?
I try to. It's nice, you know, to have a nice indoor sport. You know, something you can go inside and, you know, from the cold, you know. But yeah, it's you know, it's sad because it's, you know, this sport means a lot to a lot of people, and I hope that greed doesn't get in the way of some good old-fashoned b-ball.
I grew up like going to games in Philadelphia, which was always, as you know, it's like going to the old Veterans Stadium, which famously had a jail in the stadium. So when the fans got crazy, they were immediately arrested. They were taken down into the jail, which they had a courthouse and a jail.
No way.
No way, this is true. This is true. And so they were taken into a jail, a holding cell. You stood trial before a judge that was in the stadium. I want you to understand.
This is like Disneyland jail.
It's like Disneyland jail.
Yeah, I've heard about these hidden secret jails.
So it's like, for me, like games, like sporting events bring up a whole other level of combat. There's like will we make it through the parking lot?
Right, that's true.
Will we make it through the concession stand?
Yeah.
Will we get to our seat without getting into a fight, getting arrested, and standing trial?
And my dad was always the one who would take me to games, and 5 minutes before the clincher at the end, he'd be like, you know, we really should get to our car and get out of here. You know? So like, I'm totally familiar with the battle of the parking lot. I'd be like, no, it's 100 to 100, double overtime. Yeah, but I mean, come on, he's got school tomorrow, you know. I don't know. It's good. He's very responsible. But I think one of my favorite stories today, and I actually just saw this story in the dressing room waiting to come out here.
Okay.
This was on Good Morning America this morning, is that apparently, allegedly,
yes,
John Travolta was denied a table at Kentucky Fried Chicken in Sussex, England, where I just came back from all over England, and KFCs are everywhere. Everywhere. But if you're like me, you go in and get a greasy bucket and leave. You don't sit, you know, and like savor the buttery mash. You know, it's like I don't know. It's like it's the kind of thing you get a big old tub of
you get a bucket of fried chicken,
yes,
extra crispy skin, and you walk out the door with your biscuits.
And you walk out the door to enjoy on your Lazy Boy.
Right.
Yeah, that's what KFC means to me.
But wait, why?
So,
okay, so who knew they had tables, and B, who knew you could be denied one?
I don't know. Yeah, exactly. Well, apparently, I guess someone from his camp called. Like, I don't know what he was there for, but they called and tried to get a table, and they said, you know, you'll have to stand in line like everybody else, you know, and he did them. Sure, there's a grease joke in there somewhere, but
they called and said, we'd like to make a reservation.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
His people called the Colonel's people, and tried to get a seat, and
you said someone from his camp. I was like, oh, he was camping.
He was camping, yeah. Some Boy Scouts called ahead, yeah.
Oh my gosh, I love that story. I
don't know.
hope it's true.
And they served him a slice of humble pie, and he's had to eat it. Yeah. No, I just thought, well, you know, that makes me feel better for all those times I couldn't get a table in New York.
I've got to say, I love a piece of KFC.
It's good.
With the mashed potatoes, with those green beans that you know are overcooked and they're kind of gray, but God, they're good.
They're a little gray. They are. It's true. That corn on the cob.
I love them.
It just gets stuck in your teeth. You don't want to eat it on a date, because the corn on the cob is actually the worst date food.
I'm married forever. I don't care about it.
Single people problems.
It's so great. It's like single people. It's so great to be married for so long that you don't care what is stuck in your teeth ever.
Valentine's Day is the one day we have to care about what's stuck in our teeth.
We don't even care then. We call it amateur night.
That's amazing. That's amazing.